Mauritius has been a remarkable economic success story, not just for Africa, but for the whole world. Despite having limited natural resources and a small isolated domestic market, Mauritius managed to grow its GDP by more than 35-fold since independence in 1968. However, Mauritius today is caught in the mid-income trap, and the growth model that has proved successful over the past decades has run out of steam. The engine needs fresh and powerful propellers that will sustain the economic activity on a rising growth trajectory and eventually attain the league of high-income countries. With a contribution of about 40% to the country's GDP and representing around 54.6% of total employment, the SME sector constitutes an important component of the business landscape. SMEs are called to become a major pillar of the Mauritian economy. As per the budgets to date and Vision 2030, SMEs will indeed have to assume a more impactful role as an enabler and a key driver of inclusive and balanced growth. One of the key objectives of this government is thus to foster a wave of modern entrepreneurs who will increase the contribution of SMEs to GDP and employment creation, hence making SMEs the backbone of the economy. For this to happen, swift and deep reforms are needed to reverse the prevailing pattern in the sector and to significantly increase the share of high-value SMEs. To achieve this major structural shift towards an entrepreneurial economy, the Ministry of Business, Enterprise and Cooperatives, under the able leadership of Minister Sumildot Bola, has clearly set the tone by commissioning the development of a 10-year master plan for the SME sector in March 2016. The aim is to depart from the business-as-usual approach while charting the way forward to build a strong base of vibrant, competitive and resilient SMEs which foster market and technology-driven advancements to create more high-skilled jobs in all economic sectors. The master plan makes several recommendations to achieve a quantum leap towards ambitious targets by 2026. Raising SMEs' contribution to GDP from 40% to 52%. Raising SME share of total national employment from 55% to 64%, and increasing current exports from less than 3% to about 18%. The 10-year master plan for the SME sector is therefore positioned as a game changer and is a timely initiative from Mauritius. It advocates structural transformation, the development of a culture of entrepreneurship and innovation that are the sine qua non policy directions for moving Mauritius up the income ladder. In addition to an SME national survey and a youth entrepreneurship survey, extensive consultations were held with a number of key stakeholders and opinion leaders before the validation and finalization of the master plan. The master plan is driven by the ambitious strategic vision of making SMEs the engine that will unlock the growth potential of the Mauritian economy as illustrated in the new framework. Vision: SMEs as the engine of growth in view to position Mauritius as a high-income economy. Mission: foster the emergence of innovative, sustainable and globally competitive SMEs for job creation, value addition and economic democratization. Objectives: the vision and mission will be accomplished by leveraging on 5 main objectives which will impact directly on the targets of the master plan. These objectives will help infuse resilience and vigor to the entrepreneurial fabric of the economy and support the transformation of SMEs into competitive entities. They are: improve SME competitiveness for higher productivity and better quality, foster high growth potential SMEs by nurturing startups and fostering entrepreneurship, upgrade skills and job opportunities, by supporting SMEs to address skill mismatch and upgrading human capital, improve value addition by supporting research, innovation and brand identity, and increase market share by providing SMEs with intelligence, market development supports and logistics to integrate in the global supply chain. To achieve these objectives, the pathway is crafted by 6 strategic thrusts, which address the main constraints to SME development and which constitute the 6 pillars of the new framework. Improving the institutional and regulatory framework, instilling entrepreneurial attitude, reinforcing human capital and skills development, encouraging innovation, technology transfer, and greening of SMEs, improving access to finance and equity participation, and improving marketing and regional exports capacity. These 6 strategic thrusts are supported by a comprehensive action plan, which integrates a series of 86 recommendations classified as follows. 9 high-impact initiatives with 46 key actions, including 6 quick wins, 27 sectoral actions for 9 sectors, and 13 thematic actions for 7 themes. 9 high-impact initiatives stem out from the 6 strategic thrusts. They comprise 46 short, medium, and long-term key actions, which are critical to the development of an enabling SME ecosystem. The 9 high-impact initiatives are: rationalize institutional support, framework, and streamline regulatory procedures for SMEs. Foster a culture of entrepreneurship and high-growth potential SMEs. Reduce skill mismatch. Mainstream entrepreneurship into national education curriculum. Foster emergence of high-tech and value-addition SMEs. Set up IT enabler e-platform for SMEs. Broaden SMEs' abilities and options to obtain adequate funding. Strengthen SME capacities to penetrate domestic foreign markets and gateway to African markets. The transformation process of the SME landscape, as foreseen by the master plan, is expected to bring in its wake a change in the economic outlook, which will be driven by sectors with higher value-added activities, innovation and productivity. The high growth potential sectors that have been identified are ICT, financial services, accommodation and food services, professional services, manufacturing, biofarming and agribusiness, aquaculture, ocean economy, renewable and green energy, handicraft. In the local context, specific inclusive, sustainable or competitiveness issues like women empowerment, youth development, environmental protection or waste management can potentially lead to entrepreneurial responses. These concerns create opportunities for professional service providers as well as equipment and logistics suppliers. The thematic issues having a bearing on the development of the SME sector have been identified as follows: entrepreneurship and SME development, waste management, green energy, greening SMEs, inclusive development, generation change, productivity improvement campaign. The master plan proposes 6 quick wins, that is highly visible and impactful actions that can be implemented within the short term and that will yield results in the near future. Startup Mauritius campaign. National Entrepreneurship Week. Performance-driven incubators. Greening of SMEs. Angel investment and crowdfunding. Africa SME strategy. The report provides an output-based framework with a set of indicators to enable monitoring, evaluation and impact assessment of actions being undertaken in view of designing a robust entrepreneurial fabric. Since the SME sector is set to play a very prominent role in economic development henceforth, it is vital to take its pulse in a systematic manner in view of continuously improving policy outcomes. At the institutional level, an SME observatory is being recommended so as to coordinate with different government agencies and departments to gather, analyze and disseminate data through reports, periodicals and newsletters. It is also proposed that a high-level steering committee be set up for an effective and proper implementation, review and reporting of the high-impact initiatives and supporting key actions under its respective strategic arm. As Minister Somil Dodbola says, this first-of-its-kind initiative will create enabling conditions to reverse the pyramid so that there is a clear predominance of high-value generating SMEs over subsistence entities. We are confident that the SME Master Plan is the stepping stone toward entrepreneurial vibrancy and that it will remain a landmark in the Mauritian economic panorama, setting the stage for a new beginning for the SME sector. A new beginning for greater heights.